What is good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We back again with another video. Now, I hope everybody enjoyed the Celebration Bowl. Hope everybody enjoyed the weekend. I know I reacted to the game, and y'all probably couldn't get like a full recap or full post review about the game for me because I was reacting to it. So I watched it twice, and I do want to say this though, like I'm gonna give a little bit, post game review, but I'm also gonna, say a bunch of other things here. So there's a few things that I took from this game, and one thing is that there's gonna be a few things that I've said before that I'm gonna say again. But both defenses played well, and both offenses looked bad. One offense looked decent in the second half, and that was the outcome of the game. Both offenses in the first half didn't look well. Corey Fields and Shedeur Sanders was not playing well, and they both were lacking. And to be honest with you, both defenses played very well. I can't just because South Carolina State scored 31 points don't mean that it was JSU's fault. The matter of fact, SC State had one drive all game that they actually drove down the field and scored. And that was in the fourth. That happened in the fourth quarter, in which it was a 9-play, 93 yards, and it took about 6 minutes off the clock. And that was the only time South Carolina State actually drove down the field and scored. Other than that, a lot of their touchdowns came from them having short field. The defense causing turnovers. And to be honest with you, that's how Jackson State won a lot of their games this year. You know what I'm saying? Jackson State got away with starting off slow most of the year. They got away with not having much of a running game. And that was an issue. And eventually it was going to catch up to them. I thought it was going to catch up to them, in the middle of the season during SWAC play, but they got away with it. And then heading into the Celebration Bowl, I didn't think it would be an issue because I thought they would beat South Carolina State, and I was wrong on many accounts. I was wrong on them winning. I was wrong on them not mattering if they didn't have a run game, and I was wrong on how South Carolina State will perform defensively. Now, I did say this though. I did say that both guys, both secondaries was a big deal as well. The Kobe Durant and Safar Kelly, outside of that one touchdown they gave up in the first quarter, they played extremely well. The Kobe Durant played extremely well. Got a sack, got her pass deflection, and Safar Kelly got a few pass deflections. And in terms of Jackson State, Al Young played he was getting targeted most of the night, and he played well up until even with him giving up that touchdown, I think he played extremely well. Both defenses played well. The difference in the game was the short field that SC State was giving their offense. And people are going to look at, the quarterback play from both guys, and they're going to look at Corey Fields and say that he played well. But if you look at his numbers as a whole, he was 12 for 31, which is less than 40. That's less than 40%. And he threw for less than 200 yards. So if I'm the defensive coordinator, even if you give up 4 touchdowns, the fact that you gave up less than 300 yards, but you give up 31 points, you can live with that because sometimes you have to rely on your offense to not give you the short field. And it ain't gonna be but so many times. Look, SC State had 4 turnovers. They have four turnovers. So it's gonna be hard for you to win any game, no matter how good you are, giving the ball up 4 times and giving them short fields on different occasions every single time. You're gonna lose the game. So look, both defenses played well. Corey Fields played decent in the second half, with the 3 touchdowns and, thrown over 150 yards. But I'm going to say this too. I'm going to say this though. The Celebration Bowl as a whole looked amazing. It looked like a packed house. It looked like there were a lot of viewers, not just inside the stadium, but people watching on TV as well. I was looking on YouTube and I was trying to avoid watching it, but there was 4 different channels streaming the game. And I tried to look up the numbers of how many viewers were watching the game, but I can assure you it was definitely over 20 million. It had to be at least over 20 million viewers that was watching the game. So that's just my guess, but you had Young Jeezy there. You had a bunch of celebrities supporting JSU. I saw Gilly, the kid there. I saw the other guy from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. I saw both of them in the locker room on the sideline. And it was just a big ass event that everybody attended. And I think the Celebration Bowl signed an additional 5 years to play through 2026. So what it's going to look like for me personally, what it may look like for the next 5 years is we're going to see Jackson State for at least another 2 to 3 years. Max 3 years in a row. We're going to see Jackson State here again. And they're going to win at least 2. They're going to win at least 2 Celebration Bowls. That's what's going to happen. They recruited well enough to where they're going to reload on a bunch of talent. They already got a 5-star on the team. And they've been getting nothing but Power 5 transfers throughout the whole, throughout this whole recruiting process already. And that was just the early signing day. They still have National Signing Day in February. So we're gonna see a bunch of more talent, from high school. We still got 5-star and 4-star recruits out of high school that didn't even sign their letter of intent yet. So we're going to see a bunch of talent spread out everywhere. What I also am going to see is we're going to see the rest of the SWAC creep up on talent. I'm going to talk about Valley State in another video, but I see what Valley State is doing. We see what Alabama A&M was doing. We see what Grambling State is doing. And everybody is doing something to try and compete with what Jackson State is doing. Now, let me switch it over to South Carolina State for a minute. They played a hell of a game Saturday. And, Coach Buddy, he's been there for a little over 30, 40 years, and he's played with Hall of Fame players. He coached a bunch of NFL players, got them, and Darius Leonard is a prime example. He looks like he could be, he's going to have himself an NFL career, NFL Hall of Fame career. That's what it's looking like. So South Carolina State has always been a good school. Me personally, I honestly didn't think that they would actually be in the Celebration Bowl in the first place. I thought it was going to be Norfolk State just because I thought that they had the best quarterback in the MEAC, and it turned out I was wrong. But South Carolina State had a hell of a season. Now, I am going to say this, though. I don't see South Carolina State coming back. And that's just my prediction. Just because, both of their corners are leaving, the team is going to be brand new. There's other teams in the MEAC that I believe are going to reload. I'm going to say this, too. I'm going to give my early predictions now. And I think Jackson State and Howard University are going to be the next Celebration Bowl matchups. I think that's going to be the next matchup. I see what Howard is doing. Howard has been recruiting heavily, and a lot of people are not seeing what Howard is doing, but that's my prediction. I see Howard being in the Celebration Bowl next year, so y'all be on the lookout for that. But, yeah, Jackson State had an historic season, and, but I am curious, though. If there's a few things that I'm curious about in terms of what Jackson State is going to do next year is them replacing 3 people. That's James Houston, Aubrey Miller, and Keontae Hampton. And those 3 guys they were so dominant all year long. They haven't replaced them yet. And though, James Houston had so much of an impact this year, I think he already broke the school record for the most sacks in a year. I think that's what happened. But yeah, man, like James Houston has been a blessing in 1 year for Jackson State. Aubrey Miller was a tackling machine. And Keontae Hampton, man, he's had a hell of a year or a hell of a career at Jackson State. He's, he won SWAC Defensive Player of the Year, got conference, he made all conference 3 times, and he made it to the Celebration Bowl. So he's had a hell of a career. I think from what I was seeing, he had almost 300 tackles in his career playing at Jackson State. And I don't, it's going to be interesting to see where Jackson State actually ranks him amongst the greats that came out of JSU, man, because Keontae had one hell of a career and super proud of him and the player he's become. And if y'all seen my video in the past, like, I have Keontae going to the league. I think Aubrey Miller and James Houston will get a chance to show how great they are in the Legacy Bowl. I think they're going to shine. I think they're going to be absolutely great. But, yeah, I think Jackson State will be back. I absolutely believe they will be back in the Celebration Bowl. Now, let me say this. Because I saw on IG today that they named, FAMU the #1 HBCU team to end the year. And I absolutely have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is the fact that they named them they gave them the HBCU national champs. Like, they named them national champs, and I'm like, I don't understand how y'all do that, and y'all just didn't see South Carolina State win the Celebration Bowl. Mind you, I have no issue with FAMU being the #1 team, but if you're going to give, it's not okay. How my brain works is that if you was going to do that, then you can't be dismissive that FAMU just lost in the first round of the playoffs and then lost by over 20 points. So it just sounds like they were being dismissive off that, and you put FAMU #1 when they lost their last game and South Carolina State just won in the Celebration Bowl. If anything, you put South Carolina State #1 and put FAMU at #2. Like, if that's how you're gonna do it, I just don't understand how you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I think FAMU is going to be better next year, too. Now, they are losing some good pieces as well. Now, the one piece that is going to be back is Isaiah Land. But they're losing Bishop Bonnet. They're losing Marquise Bell. They're losing, the X-Men. They're losing David Mendigo. So that offense is going to be a little different. Don't know how that offense for FAMU is going to look, but they're going to look very different. But if you was going to put FAMU at number one and name them the national champs, then you might as well. You just shouldn't have done that. South Carolina State should have been ranked number one and at least put FAMU at number two because FAMU lost their last game by 20 points. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just wrong to do that. But yeah, I have South Carolina State number one, FAMU number two, Jackson State number three, and whoever at number 4 and 5. Yeah, do it that way. But yeah, FAMU being number one and them being named SBCU national champs, that's crazy. Like, nah, can't do that. But yeah, man, the Celebration Bowl next year, I believe is going to be a lot bigger next year than it was this year. Even though it generated a lot of eyes. And I'm real anxious to see how the SWAC season looks. Hell, how the MEAC looks. And SWAC teams, I'm gonna tell you this. The MEAC is 5-1 in the Celebration Bowl. They're 5-1. Like I don't know. Like for the SWAC to get the exposure that they were getting this year, it's crazy. It's crazy to think about the MEAC being 5-1 and them absolutely running the Celebration Bowl. And it just proves that you just can't sleep on anybody. It just proves that you cannot sleep on anybody. But I am excited to see who's going to be in the Celebration Bowl. I'm giving out my prediction right now. I got Jackson State and Howard University at Celebration Bowl 2022. You heard it here first. That's just my prediction. But hey, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, and share with each and everybody. I appreciate y'all for the support. And look, man, there's gonna be a lot of things happening on this channel that y'all haven't seen yet. So just be on the lookout for some new things coming on this channel. And I thank y'all for the support, man. Love y'all.